Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we back, bitch. I'm talking about, all right? We trying to give y'all this content, man, because people have been asking about it. Hold on, whoa. I know we just got deep for a second.
Yeah.
You know I work on the bar. You know I work at the bar on the weekends and everything, right?
Yeah. And you want to shout them out? I mean,
shout out to Shooters Bar and Grill. Make sure you come check your boy out on Friday nights and Saturday nights.
Bang bang. Okay.
Check this out. So I'm chilling. I got a little drink in my hand, being top flight security like I do. I'm not gonna get too deep into this because I don't need to get in trouble. Somebody come up. So why they call you chocolate pudding? Whoa, wait a minute. Where you heard that name from? Well, like a friend of mine watched the show and she said, come ask you why they call you chocolate pudding. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, we are doing something right. Chocolate pudding. I'm telling you, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be chocolate pudding and creamy bigums. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be on a world tour, man. Before it's all said and done. Shout out Spice Adams, man. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. What's good, America? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the intro on this one. It's your boy. Chi-Town born and raised.
Oh shit.
Couple pit stops up in Minnesota and Montana. Lived in Central Illinois. Shout out to Northeast Missouri. It's your man, $100 grand. The chocolate one of this show. And when I say chocolate, I'm talking about that dark chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Like the chocolate only comes out on the holiday. That's right. He wore 6 because that's what he did. He scored them. I guess I'll throw in Mr. Saturday Night. Sorry, America, that I gave myself a, that was stupid.
You own that name. You damn it, you own that.
It's Wames J, Wames Tuda, Wames F baby. Please say the baby. I'll let Little Wayne finish the rest. It's your boy James Walden. We here. And my man, and you know what, America, he's to my left-hand side. But I promise you, if you messing up over here, he'll throw his right hand just as hard.
Back.
This is my guy, the deacon of Duval County.
I like it. I like that. I like that.
The pseudo sexuality
That's
of the
true.
bottom of the map.
That's true. That's very true. Like
Bobby Bowden raised.
Shout out to Bobby, man.
Mike Shula grounded. But Nick Saban approved. Dr. Outlaw.
Ooh, I forgot about that one.
He wears 99, but has the spirit of a 13, which is why he wore it.
It's facts. It's all facts.
Phi, Beta, Sigmas, Finest. You see him over there, America. Sharon's favorite son, Chris Turner.
What's going on, man? Oh, I felt good about that. I like it to introduce some time.
Yeah,
man. From time to time.
I try. I tried, man. I think you just come off the mine's slower. It's a slower cadence. I got to get all my words together because you know I be drinking.
Hey, folks, we back at it, man. We coming at you one more time. You won't get these on the same day. We're gonna space them out a little bit, but essentially, the name of this show, besides being "What's Good America," is, bro, what's good in the NFL right now?
So, America, there's a reason why I did the intro. I kind of forced this upon Chris because, you know, obviously this show has been phenomenal because we've had so many big time fans and sports aficionados that have had a big part in our college football season. And it really was the narrative of this show is having so many of our correspondents that have been big parts of this show. Anton Greer, congratulations, by the way, on your engagement. Want to put that out there. That's big time, man. Happy for you both. And then, of course, Mike Bazemore, and them being such major players in the college football season, along with Sharon's favorite, you know, that they're basically, I mean, they're there until like, I don't know, Nick Saban like has to have hip surgery. Maybe you got a chance that Alabama will lose multiple games, in a row. But I digress. But the NFL is a big part of this show. And it's a big part of it because it has led to the narrative of this show is, what do we call it, Chris? A Michael Jordan free throw percentage.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of those moments here and there. So the NFL has kind of calmed down because we've had some crazy, we've had some COVID toe. We've had some rumors of COVID cards not being correct, which are federal crimes. But it really kind of sums up to where we're at, America. And I know you guys are watching this thinking the same thing. What in the blue hell is going on in this league? Me and Chris looked at this, America. The fact that the Bears are one game out of the 7th spot and the Bears have been bad is all you need to know about what's going on this season. It remarkably could be considered one of the greatest seasons of all time. If you think about this.
Very true.
1 minute you look up and you think a team has it. So right now, who are we going to give it to? I hate to say it. I hate to say these 3 words in a row out of my mouth, but you got to give props to the Green Bay Packers. They are doing it for Aaron. This team is playing, Chris, to say, Aaron, please don't go.
Please don't.
We don't want to wait 2-3 years before we figure out that a quarterback works. That's what they listen. I'm going to start with them because they deserve it. They have the best record in the National Football League. And I hate them, but I give credit where credit's due. That team saw what life was going to be like with Jordan Love figuring out who he is as an NFL player. And that whole organization said, nope.
Nah, we're not there yet.
Here's what's crazier about this. And I'm going to still stick to my guns when I talk about who I think that the teams that will be playing for the right to go. And we'll get to that. You still had a chance to prove your love to Aaron Rodgers. And you don't go get number 13. I still don't understand that, Chris.
And you get them for cheap.
Like, what was it that you weren't willing to give him that LA gave him? LA has no money. And they still said, F it. And Odell Beckham is going to end up saving them as they get more integrated. I don't want to jump forward. I'm going to stay on Green Bay. But I don't get this with Green Bay. Here's a guy that says, I really don't want to leave. I just want to be respected the same way I feel like my peers respect. He knows, like Chris, you know this. In America, I think you guys are well aware. Here's what I have to say to all my Packers fans, that the ones I love, the ones I know and I love, you guys know I love you too. Y'all get on my damn nerves with all them damn posts. Got me sounding like Marcus Spears out of shit. This guy has proven that he's one of like one.
Yeah.
There's not too many guys that have played that position in this league and are one-on-ones. There have been thousands of quarterbacks that have played in the NFL. Like, he is in the pantheon of the greats. And you're still trying to say, you know what, man? We'll be good without you. Did they forget the 80s, Chris? Help me. I can talk. Obviously, it's my division. What have you seen about the best team right now in football as of today?
As far as the Green Bay Packers go, like, you need your A guy. For instance, Mr. Saturday Night there. When he's on the field, there's a difference. There's a tension, and that helps out everybody else.
It's high praise.
When you have, for instance, with Green Bay, Devontae's going to be the guy. Like, he's the guy. But what happens when you got Devontae on one side and you got OBJ on the other? Like, you can't like just focus on Devontae. Like you got, and then it opens it up for your running back. Like rarely do we fall in line when it comes to the NFC North, but it was too much of a dream situation for it not to happen. Because Aaron Rodgers has proved, bad toe and all, I can still run to get you what you need. Devontae has proven that, all right, you know I'm still getting the ball and you can't stop me. Like you know the ball's coming to me. There's not a coverage you have that's going to stop it. You team that with OBJ? Come on, like it doesn't make sense. The only sense it makes to me is that, all right, Aaron, since you gave us your ass to kiss, we can give you ours. Do it by yourself. Yeah, you just got Devontae.
And that's the point. And that's the thing. Because then you got they've got a duo that is on its way to being Chubb and Hunt-like.
Yeah.
Because they signed Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is already paid for it. AJ Dillon's got 2 more years on a rookie deal. Devontae's a free agent after this year, which basically what he told him is, you don't sign Aaron Rodgers,
don't worry about me.
Get my money. Like I'll go pick what quarterback I want to play with, and they better be as close to as good with Aaron Rodgers than what I had, which is why he has become one of my favorite. Like I have not loved a player in Green Bay colors this much since Sterling Sharp. That is the highest praise I can give anybody playing for Green Bay. Because even when I was a kid, I didn't even know that I was supposed to hate Sterling Sharp. But Sterling Sharp was so good.
Consistent.
You know how good he was in America? You could whoop the San Francisco 49ers ass on Tecmo Bowl if you just threw to Sterling Sharp every time. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
That's from our old viewers. So, I mean, I guess in a glimpse, this is why I just don't believe Green Bay is going to win this thing. I think they're going to be right where they get to. I do. I'm not ready to stand on that, America, as we decided before this. We are going to keep from our predictions. As Sharon's favorite son says, I need one more week.
I need another week.
So we're going to go in next week. So we're going to, but we want to talk about what we've seen. So what I've seen is Green Bay is the best team in football right now because they're doing it on both sides of the ball. But I think that they would be the team to beat had they made that move. And the only reason why he's not there is because they didn't want to give him enough money for what he felt he was worth for 1 year. That's the bottom line. And they had more cap space. So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, Packers fans. If you get down to, right now it's up to you. You're probably going to host the whole way through. But if somebody comes up there and they figure out a way to take Devontae away and they can still play run defense with the other 9 guys, oh, wait, we've seen it happen. That's all I'm going to say. But respecting Green Bay, in my opinion, they are the #1 team in football, and they've earned that right because they have beaten every good team that you need to beat.
Yeah. So I'll throw this at you. For everybody who counted out the Kansas City Chiefs, they are leading their division.
Right on cue, too.
It's like they're back into stride where it's trick play, gimmick play, touchdown, or trick play, gimmick play, touchdown, or touchdown, gimmick play, trick play, touchdown. They're not done. It is what it is. Like they're getting healthier. They're back in that groove. Like Kansas City's not out of this. Like they were written off a little bit prematurely because they figured out the whole scheme of Eric being. No, you had some guys who were banged up. You had some teams that just like when you become a good team, you get everybody's best shot. That's just what it comes down to. Like you can be, as a good team, you can be average 1 week and then go back to being a superstar. As a bad team, when you're going to play a good team that's limping, that bad team gets that much better because you just think, all right, they're not as good right now, but I know they will be. Let me give them everything I got. Like it's a haymaker every last punch. It happens. This is sports. Like you can look at any sport and see this. Good teams lose. Great teams always stick around. Kansas City is a great team. They haven't lost too many pieces.
You know what's even crazier about this, CT? And you see it all the time. And I think it's because of maybe the shock value of what you have to do when you're talking about sports every day. You have to talk about similar things over and over. I think just because. But I just kind of laugh because I'm like, it's not like they weren't making the playoffs before Patrick Mahomes got there.
Right.
I'm talking about what people want to have short-term memories when they want to, and they want to have long-term memories when they want to, but they can't encompass everything. That's half of what's wrong with media in general, let alone sports. You can't shit on somebody until they shit on themselves. Patrick Mahomes is still leading the league in touchdowns. Does he have more picks than he's had his entire career? Yep.
Look at his picks, though, dude. Like, look at some of his interceptions, though.
Oh, yeah, they've been whack. But he's still leading the league. He was still leading the league in touchdowns. So you're like, has he dropped off? No. Have teams gotten a little bit better, maybe defending them? Of course. But somehow they're still now winning their division. They're at 7-4. They're only 2 games back from the best record in the league, which is Green Bay right now at 9-3. And the only reason why they are is because Arizona's 9-2 and they're idle and they have the tiebreaker. I love that you brought them up. I like to bring up the Arizona Cardinals. And in my opinion, I think they've got the toughest road to anybody.
Yeah.
San Francisco has come to play. I think it'll make my wife happy, who is now a Niners fan. So I want to shout out my wife. She just got back in, y'all. And we have watched them play, and they've been very good. As to the point of like, they're probably going to be in the playoffs. Like, they get through this whole Debo Samuel thing, they'll be all right because Debo is good look. It's a good look for the SEC, Chris. He's a nice little additional SEC bragging piece you have there. So I want to shout them out. But here's my thing with Arizona. I still think, and I remember we talked about when JJ went down, when JJ was out for the season, and that's when they had kind of hit their pinnacle. And remember when I told you we were talking, and I love these guys, Skip and Shannon, talked about, well, JJ Watt won't be that big of a deal. I think he's going to be the reason why they don't get it done. It's not about what he does with stats, but it's about how he plays the position still in a dominant position. And he's 6'7", and he can play inside and out, and he's still quick enough to get around the edge. He bats passes down. He makes everything for everybody else, especially when you have hungry Chandler Jones on one side. You got who's my guy? Who's the young guy? Anthony Simmons.
Yeah.
Kind of gadget do everything. Stud. Solid secondary. But this is turning into a prediction show, but it's not a prediction. That's what makes me nervous about putting my eggs in that basket. But I want to get back to the parody of the fact that 1 minute the Colts are beating the shit out of the Bills. And the next minute, I'm kind of nervous like Houston might beat them. I don't know.
No. And here's the thing. Let me pivot off of that. The way you feel about the Colts is the way I feel about the Cowboys. A couple weeks ago, they were world beaters. They were like number 1 or number 2 in everybody's power rankings and everything else. And like you look at the Cowboys over the last couple weeks, and it's just like, all right, well, nothing's really changed with y'all, but you're not winning. It is not a not winning like the Chiefs aren't winning, but okay, they could just tweak a little bit here or there and they'll be okay. That's not the case. Like, they're the same old Cowboys. Like, it's just, and I hate to quote Stephen A, like, you're just waiting for them to implode. Like, it's just, I don't know if Jerry Jones has a curse of Barry Switzer or Jimmy Jones.
No, it's the curse of Jimmy Johnson. That's exactly what it is.
And that's the thing, like it's like that point of a roller coaster where it's like tick, 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 and you're waiting to go down and everything else. The Cowboys go up, 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 and then that bitch just slides back down backwards. Like you go back to the home start. So the Cowboys are winning their division right now. They're in front of the football club. God, they need a name. Like, why won't they just?
I love Washington football team. I just do.
I don't mind it. But like, there's so many names you could go with. Anyway, they got a game and a half, essentially 2 games over Washington. The Eagles are still in it. And hell, the Giants can beat all of them. So once again, I don't even know if the Cowboys make the playoffs.
What's going on? I mean, look, man, like
it's hard to be a fan this year, dude.
It really is. Because we went and looked at the standings, America. My lowly Chicago Bears are only 2 games out of the 7th spot. I mean, we just beat the beast of the North. We just beat the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. I mean, is there anything we can't do from this point? I mean, that's a joke. I mean, no disrespect to my Detroit fans. That's just a rough thing. But I think it does kind of direct me to what I want to talk about. I'm going to warn everybody that doing all this Los Angeles Rams slander, like in sports, fans, and all that. The Rams have gotten beat by some good teams. The 49ers have proven themselves to be as good as they were expected to be. You know why? Because their whole team is basically healthy. They just lost Debo, but everybody's healthy. It's amazing what health does, Chris. Green Bay Packers have beaten everybody that's important.
Yep.
But they somehow lost to the Saints in week 1. And I can't even remember who their other loss was to. Kansas City? Yeah, their other loss was to Kansas City, and Aaron Rodgers didn't play.
Nope.
And I'm missing a loss. I have to go look. That's how I don't really care. But they, to their credit, the best record. So I want you to look at the 4 losses that the Rams have. Green Bay, Arizona, who are the 2 best records in the league.
Right.
Tennessee, who has found a way to be 2-2 since Derrick Henry's gone down. They deserve all the credit in the world. Tennessee is still fighting for the best record without the best player in football this year. And who's that 4th loss to? Come on. Pull it out of your ass. Pull it out of your ass. I can't remember. They lost to somebody else.
Right.
The point is, 3 of those losses, those teams have a combined record of 26-9.
That's without a stat guy, America. That is without an analytics department, without a stats department. That is without.
Yeah, we'd love to be able to afford to have one on our shows. It'd be great to have that. But, we're building it slow at a time. Once again, shout out Montana Axe Throwing Company, unofficial sponsor of What's Good America. Oh. So, Chris, we've seen this before with them, and we know the truth. When they figure it out, with the talent they have, they're just too good at multiple levels of football for you to think like they're just going to choke that off.
No.
And I get Matthew Stafford's inability to beat teams that are good. I agree with that. But has Matthew Stafford ever had a guy like Odell Beckham with a bona fide soon to be known as one of the great receivers of his era, the way his numbers keep going, Cooper Kupp. If their O-line can continue to do some things, if Sean McVay, in my opinion, can get out of the way, they got to get back to using Darrell Henderson a little bit more. They got to run the ball a little bit more and get back to some of that play action shit. Odell can still do the fly sweeps like Robert Woods. You still got all those elements. Like, if you don't think that this guy, like, who, by the way, had 19.8 points in my fantasy, because I've been waiting to play his ass. Bang, bang. You don't think that shit's not gonna work out, and then you still got J-Ram, who's bona fide top 2 or 3 in his position. You still got Aaron Donald, who's the bona fide one, even though he struggled. They still triple teaming the shit. Did you see that GIF or the meme of Aaron? Like they said, not him. And that's been their plan. And they beat him last year that way. So if you don't think Vaughn's going to take that and Leonard Floyd ain't going, like, all right, we need to go. Like, we on the outside, like, we got to get in here. And Matty Staff's not going, you know what? I got to do a better job. I can't be throwing pick sixes.
So I think we hit. Let me go to the one that's near and dear to my heart. And I'm not saying this to give myself hope, because I'm not. Because damn it, we lost to the Jaguars. But the AFC East is also a cluster kerfunkel, because and this is why I'm waiting, because New England plays Buffalo this weekend. It may even be the Monday night game. But depending on how that game goes, the Dolphins look even better. Because if New England wins, then, okay, well, we beat New England and we still got a game against them. If Buffalo wins, yeah, we lost to Buffalo, but we beat New England, so we're a game closer to second place in our division. Like, the only team that's, honestly, they're not even really out of, I was going to say the Jets. The only team that's really out of the playoffs right now are the Lions. Outside of that, like, 30-some odd teams got a shot at still making the playoffs.
Got to get hot.
Like, because Seattle's only got like 3 or 4 wins right now, but they can still run off their conference. And quiet as said, that's still a dangerous team that can put up numbers. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Another story that's near and dear to my heart, Cam Newton's back being trash. So that's always good. That's always fun. Cam Newton can sit his punk ass back on the bench.
They're still in it. I'm sorry, I'm over here doing 2 things. Did you say Atlanta?
I haven't touched Atlanta yet. I wasn't.
Atlanta is tied for 7th in the NFC, America.
Yeah.
How good and bad? Listen, I know we got a lot of people that play fantasy, bro, and I think a couple hundred of you listen to this show. Point being, if you've had a player from Atlanta not named Cordero Patterson, it's been a rough year. But the fact that they are 5 wins and 6 losses or 7 losses, and they're tied with Washington, who has beaten Tampa Bay and just beat Seattle on Monday night on national television. If that doesn't tell you that this shit is crazy and we need to enjoy this, this is a hell of a year. And I'm gonna do an Alabama shout out. If Derrick Henry is still playing football, we are having a totally different conversation.
Completely different.
But it leads me to segue to Ryan Tannehill. Maybe I should make this my gimme a minute, but I'm sick of this. Ryan Tannehill, I am a fan of you as a person. Your ability to play wide receiver for 2 years and then play quarterback for 2 years and then get drafted in the first round based off of your athletic ability and your talent, and then to parlay that into a contract. Actually, no, he didn't get extended, did he, Chris, after Miami?
No.
So to be able to start and get the Dolphins to a playoff game, And then to go to Tennessee, where they were like, well, we got a backup capable Ryan Tannehill, and turn that into a contract.
Yeah.
You deserve all the credit in the world. But to not have capitalized, there's no way. I think Derrick Henry is not even going through this Jones fracture. Had there been games where Tannehill stepped up when he had both them guys on the field healthy. Now they're both on the IR, so I can defend him a little bit to this. But even you got to know that. But they ran for like 100 and some odd yards last week.
Still.
They ran for like 200 yards. So obviously your whole line is decent. I mean, to your defense, once again, Ryan Tannehill, like it's like you find a way for me not to really go in on your show. The way Chris Turner goes in on Dabo Swinney, Kirby Smart.
Any number of them.
The entire AFC East when Miami's super relevant.
Yeah. That's
Jim Harbaugh. Notre Dame football. Ed Orgeron.
God.
LSU football.
I am a terrible person.
Auburn football.
Yeah.
Cam Newton specifically out of Auburn football.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop there, America, because he goes in on a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
So, Ryan Tannehill, this is all I'm asking. You get the 18-wheeler back. You're going to get A.J. Brown back. You're going to have Julio by the playoff. Make it to at least the AFC Championship game so I can leave you alone for another year. Because if you have all three of those pieces and they're all healthy in the playoffs, I'm lighting your ass up all offseason. And I also would like to meet you and have a drink with you. So you can explain to me why you can't get it done with all that talent. Because that's how I would, Chris, that's what I would do. If we were, you know what, let's just, you know what, this soapbox. We got a few more minutes. America, if we were sports personalities, we would go have coffees or beers with the people that we openly criticize. So we could tell them, hey, you know what? Offers here, tabs on me. I just want to talk to you what I see. Because I play this. Now, what's going on in there that's causing these decisions? Tell me about this play. Knowing us, we will have watched a certain play or two 55 times, so we can analyze every part of it. So if you think you're going to come there and outthink us, you're not going to be able to do that because we're going to talk to you about football. We're going to do, what in the blue hell were you doing throwing that interception? That horribly. Was it your footwork? Was it your alignment? Was it the play call? Was it the coverage? You know, that's the shit we would do. I don't know, man.
Let me, while you're having that drink, I'm going to have a stiff drink while this person needs to be drinking water because clearly they don't know how to act when they get alcohol in their system. We would have to sit down to Ben Roethlisberger and simply let him know, bro, it's time. It's time. It's time to let it go. Like you sit there and drink your water because we know how you get when you get liquor in your system, but
that's a double shot right there.
It's time to let it go. You've had a great, not a good run, you've had a great run. But in football, you only walk out two ways. You walk out too early or you crawl out too late. I can't think of too many guys who walked out at the right time because there's always that thought of, all right, I had another good season in me, or man, I should have hung this shit up a little while ago. Outside of that, like Ben, you're getting to be about two years past your prime. Now, granted, this time last year, the Steelers were 11-0. None of that shit had anything to do with Big Ben. It's time, dude. It's like you are looking worse and worse each game. Now, I get it. The O-line is not the same. You lost one of the Pouncey boys. That means your run game isn't the same. AB's been going a couple of years. Le'Veon Bell is I don't know. I can't even tell you the deal with Le'Veon Bell anymore because I don't know if he was a system guy, if he was that good, if he's that bad or whatever. But Le'Veon Bell's gone. AB's gone. Now you're on a team full of TikTokers and IG guys. Like you can't think that Juju respects you the way AB did, or the way Hines Ward did, or the way the bus did. Like they don't know that version of you. The version of you they know is average at best. You're maybe to them, and this is maybe, you're a top 20 quarterback. Maybe. The fact that you got to think about it, because there's once a time where like Ben, mind you, it was the latter half, he was a top 10 quarterback.
Well, he's led the league in passing yards and touchdowns a couple different times.
Exactly. But now these kids don't know who you are, and they damn sure don't respect you. So, dude, it's your escapability is gone. Your health is gone. Your arm is gone. It seems like your mind and your quarterback reading ability left with everything else. It's time to hang it up. Like you walked out too late. It is what it is, but it's time to let it go.
Well, you know, Janet Jackson put a great spin on it, and Joni Mitchell said it best. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone?
Yeah.
So the Steelers, in a sense, kind of sabotaged him by ways of the way AB was handled. And what I mean by that is that the AB you're getting now is an AB who's been humbled, and he just knows, like, well, if I can add a couple Super Bowl resume, things to my career, at least it'll pan out for me alone. This guy still can't pay chefs. I love AB. I do. I will always forever be a fan of AB. The mentality and how he does things, I can't defend that.
No.
I can defend the field. I can't defend what you do outside the field. I never would want to try to defend that. Le'Veon Bell, to answer your question, he's a mixture of both because he didn't run that way at Michigan State. But that O-line was so good it allowed him to have a style nobody had. That pause style.
Yeah.
You know what Le'Veon Bell's run style basically kind of equates to me? Mumble rappers.
Makes sense.
Man, it was hot because then everybody started doing that. And then, but you got to be doing certain things with your body. And at the end of the day, to Pittsburgh's credit, they used his whole body up. And it's amazing what a year does when you take off a football.
Yeah.
They're having the only guy in the history of football. Here's a little factoid for you, America. The only man at that position to ever be able to take a year off and come back better than what he was is the original Diesel, John Riggins. It's the only one that's ever done that in the history of football. The shit Jordan did in basketball, John Riggins did that first. Go look it up. Side note, we have fans, because I want to hear commentary on that and go, damn, Waynes, why do you know so much stuff and you so broke?
Wow.
It's crazy. Crazy. I'm rich with love and life, but I'm broke. But I digress, Chris. To the point of this. This is not even going to be my give me a minute because I don't even know what I'm going to say at that point. I've been good at bouncing off you. I am going to put out my predictors for the 7 teams in the AFC and 7 teams in the NFC that are going to make it. I reserve the right.
You do?
To change this in 2 weeks from now. All right. So here we go. Nope, I'm not even going to, I was going to use this. I was going to not look at you. I'm looking dead at you. I'm not going to look at the ESPN, Chris. I'm looking dead at you. Which conference you want me to start with?
NFC.
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 Which one? NFC. All right. Let's get the obvious ones out the way. Obviously, we got Green Bay and Arizona. And obviously, we had the Dallas Cowboys. By the mere merit that they got a really big head start on that whole division.
They survived.
And then we have the other team that I purposely didn't talk about because I think it might use it somehow in some way. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is where it gets interesting. The LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers, and the New Orleans Saints.
Interesting. Who you got in the AFC?
AFC. We've got Baltimore, Tennessee, Kansas City, Buffalo, New England, Cincinnati, oh, I want to do it. I want to do what we talked about offline. I'm going to do it. The Miami Dolphins.
Don't give me.
I did it.
I'm not going to take that bait. I'm not going to take that bait. I'm not going to do it.
Something about Miami, man. We don't have to talk about it right now. Let's see what happens. You know, New York Giants, another beatable team. Beat New York. You come back through the AFC East. You split. Couple more non-divisional games.
I'm not taking that.
Listen, they mess around and go 3-2.
America,
the one thing you can be assured of, Cleveland's a mess.
Very much so. Very much so.
Cincinnati's a good team. They are.
They're still
good.
Like, they're a player for two-way.
Baltimore, they're there. And what they've done is probably better than what anybody's done. America, if you ever have time, go look at Baltimore's injury report. And the fact that they're number one in the AFC.
You mean the novel they call the injury report?
Well, that thing's insane. And they're 8-3.
Well, America, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. I'm not giving my picks because I need to see what's gonna happen. So, America, give me a minute. The last episode we talked about coaches and everything, and we brought up one coach, but we didn't mention too much about him because the evil Lord needs no introduction. You know who's the smartest person out of all these coaching changes and enormous bags of money being thrown at coaches? Nick Saban's agent. Here's why. I had to look this up. Like, I read this online, I had to look it up. No matter who the top 3 coaches are in the country, Alabama has to take the average of that and raise it to Nick Saban's average. And that then becomes Nick Saban's new contract. So with these guys getting 100 million, 95, and then I forgot what the third one's like 87 or something like that. It breaks down to being, I think, like 17, 18 million dollars a year. No matter what happens, Nick Saban's money goes up because no matter what, whoever the top 3 coaches are, his money has to average out to be whatever their money is. That is a flex.
Sorry, I choked on the richness of Nick Saban. My bad.
Dude, like, it's one thing to be a God coach, but to be an agent, to have the wherewithal, like, you know what? I know they're not gonna up your money every year. This is how we gonna figure it out, though. They can pay whoever they want to pay, but whenever they get paid, you get paid. And if they want you, they got to agree to it. It don't matter who's getting paid what. Nick's still going to get a bag of money from it too. Like, I'm sure when the news broke about Lincoln Riley's money and being the highest paid coach in college, Nick probably got a text message from his agent. Don't worry, big dog, I got you. When old boy in LSU, like, oh, shit, he got 95. Hey, I just saw it come through, Nick. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Mel Tucker's money went up. Bro, I know that's one of your boys, and I'm proud of him. Don't worry about it. Your money coming. This is why I'm not in the money marketing, whatever, because I don't have the insight to think about stuff like that. Like the JG Wentworth commercial, I want my money and I want it now. Like, to be able to think like, all right, listen, you're not always going to get a contract raise and this, that, and the third. But when you have the wherewithal and the agent that's smart enough to say, listen, if they getting paid more, they ain't better than you. You're going to get paid more. And that's only going to keep it fair. So shout out to Nick Saban's agent. Dude, I'll take my hat off to you. That's been my minute.
You found a way to get Alabama in that bitch.
Of course.
I thought I did enough in our last show where I try to throw some credit to DH. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned Julio.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, that kind of deflated me. I was on fire this show. That just broke my eye. All right, America. Here it comes. One more sip. Give me a minute. We are in an era of not really understanding when we have something great. Chris and I are from the era, if it's broke, don't fix it. And to me, that's what I see so much in the NFL. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Those are the teams you seem to do well. Kansas City's, Tampa Bay, Rams, Baltimore, Buffalo. These teams have been successful. But I tell you what, when it breaks, you need to fix that. I am sending this out early in 2021. Whatever team Russell Wilson plays for next year will be a division winner. Because it ain't going to be Seattle.
No, oh no, that's done.
So if I were you, Carolina, Chicago, hey, listen, you know how I feel about it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Miami.
I'll take them.
I mean, this is off the top of my head, America. Pittsburgh. Where you're seeing, you know what, I think it's time for a change. And I could be leaving a few teams out here or there. Those are the four that come to mind. That guy's going to be angry and pissed off. All he wants is an opportunity to add an MVP award to his sparkling resume already. It's the only thing he doesn't have.
True.
Led the league in passing. Led the league in touchdowns. Won a Super Bowl. He's gone to 2 of them. He just wants to see something close to what he had in the heyday of that team. So I'm putting the whole world on Russell Wilson alert. You've got a team that's just barely 500, but they're competitive. Quarterback seems to be your glaring weakness, Cleveland Browns. I'd go get that guy. because they're gonna win some games before it's all said and done. He has too much pride. He's never had a losing season his entire career. He's the Mike Tomlin of quarterbacks. He's never had a losing season. So he's gonna fight hard. He's gonna play hard. He's gonna get his numbers up. He's about to go Willie Beeman on him, Chris. Remember what Willie Beeman said? What did Willie Beeman say? You know what? I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do mine. Get my numbers up. Get my dollars up. So at the end of the day, they're gonna sign me. So America, I mean, that's all I got. We are now on Russell Wilson Ross. He is now a part of my next part of my predictions that I've had since the show started. Antonio Brown was going to change whoever's life it was. I said that team would be in the conference championship.
You did it.
He did me two better. He won it and won a Super Bowl. My next prediction, Odell Beckham will put a team in the Final Four of their conference, if not the championship game. I said that. We'll see how that one plays out. I'm putting this one out a year early. Russell Wilson goes to, and I'll come up with my list of teams. I'm going to get a chance to amend this. Russell Wilson's going to be the key to about 3 or 4 teams where they can take a step, and they take a big step. So Russ, I want you to know you can still cook. I believe it.
Oh yeah.
You just need an organization that's going to let you cook again, and stop trying to run the ball with, running backs that are undrafted free agents and a splattered together old line, especially when you have top talent receivers on the side. Like, hey, how come I don't have backup like Tom has? They throwing in backup tackles and guards, and Tom's still 8-3.
You got a point. You can argue with that.
Russell Wilson sweepstakes have begun. And if you're on those teams that go, man, if we had a capable quarterback, we could have fun watching that team. You're on the clock. I'd start hitting his Twitter up and send him some love. And you know what, Las Vegas Raiders? If you don't somehow find a way after everything you've done, I think Sierra wouldn't have a problem putting on a show right over there at Caesar's Palace. America's been my minute.
Hey, damn all that. Sierra, you wouldn't mind being in Miami for the entire year. So I'm just saying, like, and then you keep that's a whole all right. See, hey, Russ, come cook in Miami, all right? All that being said, second episode of the night, we was feeling a little spontaneous and rambunctious tonight, so we had to make sure we got this content out. We got another episode coming out this week. Make sure you check out the Silk Sonic episode. Make sure if you're in Butte, America, you go check out the Montana Axe Throwing Company. Because like I told you, what's the worst thing that can happen if you get a little drunk, you get an axe in your hand, you and some friends, you get chucking them around. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Hey, I got to say, because the wife's here. Butte, America.
Butte, America. So, with all that being said.
She smiled a little bit. Mission accomplished.
Shout out to Butte, America. Shout out to Chi-Town, West Jacksonville, Florida. Stand up. You know what I'm talking about? With all that being said, same question we asked you tonight. While you checking us out on Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, YouTube, and all that good stuff, Instagram, it's the same question we're going to ask you every night. And what's that question, Walt?
What's good, America?
What's good, America?